Hey there everybody, Gideon's Tactical here again, doing another quick review for you. I wanted to do a knife review for you of the Kershaw scallion. I got this for my dad just a couple weeks ago, and he really enjoys it, really likes it, so I wanted to show you a really good option for an assisted open, very small EDC knife. So to just give you a couple specs here, you have this blade is all and everything. This whole knife's made in the USA. The blade is made out of 440A steel, so pretty good steel. Used to be, like a super steel. Now with all the new ones coming out, it's not quite as super anymore, but very good quality steel. And you have a 2 1/4 inch blade. So a very small knife, and it's got a really small handle. As you can see, the pocket clip almost goes the whole length of the handle. And my dad really wanted that. He really wanted to get his hands on something that was just really small and kind of wasn't a big honking knife, just so you can open boxes and stuff. So you got this really nice belly right here. The blade super sharp tip right here. You got the hollow grind. You got it in the serrated. You can get it in both serrated or straight. The straight definitely has this recurve. It follows the same pattern as these serrations, so nothing wrong with that. But it's really hard to resharpen because you got to really follow the wave of the blade. So it's not an easy knife to resharpen if you get the straight blade. I don't really care for serrated, but if I was going to get this knife for myself, I would probably get the serrated just so I wouldn't have to worry about sharpening that as much. These serrations, Kershaw does a really interesting thing with their serrations. They look almost more like, instead of like shark's teeth, they look more like human teeth, if I could describe it that way. They definitely cut really well, and they actually are easier to resharpen than most other serrations. Yeah, it's just it's not like really wicked sharp compared to a lot of other knife companies out there. You got these little holes in here just to make it a little lighter. That's the only reason they put those holes in there. You got thumb studs that don't really, you can deploy it that way, but it's designed to have the finger flipper deployment. So when you just hit this little guy right back here, whoosh, flips right out. Pretty quick deployment. It's a really light blade, so they didn't have to put a very strong spring in there. So it's definitely quick. I've seen a little faster in some other Kershaws, but for a little tiny pocket knife like this, it's great. You got a little bit of jimping back here. When you're holding it, and if you did have to do some little detailed work, it would definitely hold well. Your finger's not going to go flipping up and whatever. And the finger flipper down here works as a really good little finger guard, so you're not going to be slipping on the blade and cutting yourself. So that works really well, which is really nice. The handle itself is not G10. It looks like it, but it's just kind of a hard steel. Hard plastic. You can kind of hear it. It definitely has some grip to it. If it was wet, might slip around a little bit. Definitely does what it needs to, but it's not G10. Has little screws in here so you can take it apart and clean it all out if you want to. As you've seen, open assist, which is just a little nice little feature there to have that. Pocket clip, it's only one. You can't switch it. It's not an ambidextrous knife. It's only for righties. I guess you could carry it if you're a lefty, but you're going to be carrying it backwards. Nice deep pocket clip. It's going to ride deep in your pocket. It goes up really nice against the body. This doesn't stick out too far, so it's not going to catch in your jacket or other things like that, which is a nice little feature. It's not going to get caught on stuff, because sometimes knife clips will go out really far and then get bent or whatever. But very strong little pocket clip there, so you're not going to lose this in your pocket. Liner lock's strong. it is a little pocket knife, so it doesn't have to be that strong, but no wiggle whatsoever. Let's see, what else do we have here? They have this little feature. I've owned a couple Kershaws that are automatics like this, or assist opening, and I've never had them deploy in my pocket. But they have this little extra feature here. Let's see if I can show you. That this slides up and down, and if you were really nervous about this deploying in your pocket, you could put this and it blocks the blade, so that when you try and deploy it, nothing happens. It won't do that. So if you're really worried about that, or maybe if you had it in your pack or something and you didn't want to open in your pack, that might be a good idea. But other than that, it's kind of a waste. The nice thing that they did, though, is you can loosen it or tighten it, so you can put it in the open position and then just tighten it so it will never block your knife, because if you had to open it in a quick hurry, you wouldn't want that to block it. But yeah, I mean that's basically it. Feels really good in the hand for a little knife. I mean, I definitely like the bigger knives for sure. But you know, when you're holding it, I'm really surprised. You know, it feels really good. My hand. I mean, I wear large size gloves. When I'm holding it, my pinky kind of wants to slide off. It doesn't, but it's almost there. But yeah, I mean, it just feels really good. I'm really liking this. I can see why my dad wanted it. Got a nice big lanyard hole too. Forgot about that. Nice big lanyard hole. But yeah, I mean, again, for a very small, I mean, 2 and 1/4 inch blade, assisted opening, American made. You know, I've never really seen a better knife this size, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it. So again, this is the Kershaw scallion. This is the little guy. They do make the onion, the leek. The leek is a little bit bigger, and then it goes on from there. But yeah, this is the smallest one that they make, and for what I see here, it's got some really good options, and it's just a really good if you're looking for just a really small EDC blade. A backup, throw in your pack, or you just don't like big knives, this would be an awesome knife for you. I would say the only downside is that you can't adjust the clip to tip up, tip down, right or left. I mean, if they added that feature, I'd say it'd be a total home run, because then they could get the ambidextrous crowd. The people who are left-handed wouldn't have any issues with it at all, and it would work great. Still would work good for left-handed. You're just going to have to, if I'm carrying a righty like this, you're going to be carrying it like this in your pocket backwards, and you have to pull it out and kind of flip it around, so it's just going to take a little more time if you're left-handed. Yeah, this is, again, I've said it a couple times now, but the Kershaw scallion, and I'm very impressed with this little tiny pocket knife. So hopefully this helps you out with your decision, and thanks for watching. Remember, stay equipped and stay prepared, and this will definitely equip and prepare you. Thanks again.